Hello everyone, how are you all? Hope everyone is doing good. Last class we have studied about health issues in malnutrition. So let's move to the communicable diseases. In the year 2011, India developed a totally drug resistant form of tuberculosis. HIV or AIDS in India, they ranked third highest among countries with HIV infected patients. So if you look in all over the world, India had third highest rank for the HIV infected patients. So they have started National AIDS Control Organization to manage the HIV epidemic in India. Diarrheal diseases, this is the primary cause of early childhood mortality, and these diseases can be attributed to poor sanitation and inadequate safe drinking water. So that we can say that the poor people won't get the proper food, proper drinking water, so this can also leads to the diseases, right? And India has the world's highest incident of rabies. So what is rabies? Yes, a deadly virus spread to people from the saliva of infected animals. This we say it is rabies. This can be transmitted through animal bite. For example, we say stray dogs. Okay, that is rabies. And malaria. This has been a seasonal health problem in India from a very long time. The maximum number of malaria cases and deaths have been reported mostly from the rural parts of Orissa. So this we seen in the part of Orissa. The majority cases we seen in Orissa. And in the year 2012 and 2013, the overall prevalence of the disease has diminished. However, there is a slight increase in the year 2014 and again started decreasing from 2015. So from the year 2012 and 13, especially the part of Orissa, they had severe cases like malaria, and so many cases death also reported from the rural part. Okay, and from the 2015 onwards it got decreased. And next is Kala Azar. This also is a communicable disease. You might be thinking, what is this Kala Azar, right? So this is the second largest parasitic killer in the world. Yes, so it's nothing but this is caused by infection with Leishmania parasite. So this can be spread through sandfly bites, and this will be affecting to the internal organs, usually the spleen, liver and bone marrow. That is Kala Azar. Okay, so it's nothing but it's a infection, it's a disease caused by infection, okay, with the parasite. That parasitic name is Leishmania. Spelling is Leishmania. Leishmania parasites. Fine. Next is dengue and chikungunya. So we all know that what is dengue and chikungunya. It is another problem of concern in India. These outbreaks have continued since 1950s, but severity diseases has increased in the last 2 decades. So in 2016, India reported a total of 58,264 cases of chikungunya. So 2 decade means how many years? Yes, 10 years. So 2 decades the disease has been increase. Fine. So next is chickenpox. Chickenpox cases were reported to be 61,118 and deaths to be 60 in the year 2016. And in 2012, India was polio free for the first time in its history. This was achieved because of the pulse polio program started in 1995-1996 by the government. So polio free, this has been started in the year 1995. In between 1995 and 1996 by the government, with the help of government, they have government only started the pulse polio program. So polio free, in the life history only it happened in India. So I hope these are the communicable diseases. I hope everyone understood it. Just for your information, I just told you can study. And if you need any more points in this, let me know in the comment box. And if any diseases I need to explain more, let me know. For MSCs, just you should know what are the communicable diseases, and they are not going to ask you this type of diseases, but in detail for the second year you might be studying. But for now, this much is enough. So let's move to the next topic. High infant mortality rate. So mortality, I already said, it's a death rate, right? So high infant death rate. So this, despite health improvements over the last 30 years, lives continue to be lost to early childhood diseases, inadequate newborn care, and childbirth related causes. More than 2 million children die every year from preventable infections. So in every year, 2 million children were more than 2 million children were dying because it was a preventable infection, but still they didn't get the adequate newborn care. So due to that, the children were dying. Approximately 1.72 million children die each year before turning 1. Yeah, this I don't think so. The explanation is required. So in each year, the children were dying before getting their year 1, or else 1 year old, before 1 year old only the children were dying due to the disease condition. But it could have prevent, but they are not getting proper newborn care. Okay, so under 5 mortality and infant mortality rates have been declining from 202 and 190 deaths per 1000 live births respectively in the year 1970 to 64, and 50 deaths per 1000 live births respectively in 2009 to 41.1 in the year 2018, and in the year 2016 34.6 deaths per 1000 live births respectively. So in each year we can see it has been declined, or else it is reducing. The death rate is reducing under 5 children, and the infant death rate were declining. Alright, and next is, however, the decline is slowing. Reducing funding for immunization leaves only 43.5% of the young fully immunized. So this decline, or else the problems were solving so slowly, because the immunization only 43.5% young only fully immunized. Due to that, percentage was slowing. A study conducted by the Future Health Systems Consortium in Murshidabad, West Bengal, indicates that barriers to immunization coverage are adverse geographic location, absent or inadequate trained health workers, and low perceived need for immunization. Infrastructure like hospitals, roads, water, and sanitization are lacking in rural areas. Nowadays also we see, but moreover it has been improved in some places. PHC centers, everything started, so now it's safe. But before means the proper hospital, the water facilities, nothing was not there. They were not having such facilities. So the hygienic, due to the unhygienic, the children will get disease fast. Shortages of healthcare providers, poor in intrapartum and newborn care, diarrheal diseases, and acute respiratory infections, and contribute to the high infant mortality rate. So the reasons were the healthcare providers. Nowadays, so many nurses, so many healthcare providers are there, but before means it was not there. The shortages of healthcare providers and poor intrapartum and newborn care. So they don't know how to give newborn care, or the system was not educated, right? So it was a big fact for the high death rate for the infant, especially diarrheal diseases, the poor intrapartum or newborn care, acute respiratory infections. So these were the death rate, like these diseases were more for the infants and occurred death rate. And let's move to the next topic, that is programs for the communicable diseases. So I hope in the BScs these topics you have been studied. For the communicable diseases, what are the programs will be there? NVHCP, yeah, it's nothing but National Viral Hepatitis Control Program, Integrated Disease Surveillance Program, Revised National Tuberculosis Control Program, National Leprosy Eradication Program, National Vector-Borne Disease Control Program, National AIDS Control Program, Pulse Polio Program. These are the communicable diseases program. Okay, programs for the communicable diseases. So for this, you just want to know what are the programs for the communicable diseases, and this you have already studied in the BScs. Okay, so if anybody wants me to explain each programs, let me know in the comment box, or else you can send me in my email also. I can help you out. So others, if you know, means continue your studies by like this only. So the communicable diseases programs were these things, and programs for non-communicable diseases are NTCP. It's nothing but National Tobacco Control Program, National Program for Prevention and Control of Cancer, Diabetes, Cardiovascular Diseases and Stroke. For this we say it is NPCDCS. And National Program for Control Treatment of Occupational Diseases, National Program for Prevention and Control of Deafness, National Mental Health Program, National Program for Control of Blindness. Next is National Nutritional Programs, Integrated Child Development Services, ICDS, National Iodine Deficiency Disorders Control Program, Midday Meal Program. So these are the National Nutritional Programs. So I hope until this everyone understood. Next class we will study regarding the trends, changing trends in hospital care, preventive, promotive and curative aspects of child health. So the trends, that are all we should study, and then ethical and legal issues in pediatric care, the principles. So these are all important upcoming classes, we can study about that. So as I have said earlier, regarding programs or whatever I have taught you, if you have any doubt, let me know. And about the programs, if you need much more explanation regarding the programs, let me know, I can help you out. Okay, so thank you for listening up to now, and have a nice day. Thank you all.